A lot of money has been spent during the transfer window before it closed, but who are the top 5 players to have signed for the Premier League teams? Number 5.
Number 5, I'm going to go with Rodri.
Okay.
I think Rodri's a fantastic player, and what he will do, he will give Pep Guardiola some leeway. He will be able to drop Fernandinho into a central back position without affecting City going forward, which takes a bit of doing when you consider how good they are. When Fernandinho was there, so I like this for the signing. When you're the champions, you've got to try and make a statement. You've got to try and keep the other players on their toes. This guy fits every single box.
How much money has been spent on your number 4? Let's find out.
David Luiz.
Not too much then, 8 million.
I'm going with David Luiz because of what he did at Chelsea in a back 3. Now,
Okay.
in a back 4, he's a completely different player because his responsibilities change. In a back 4, he has to pick up. That's not his game. In a back 3, he can read the game. He can cover his 2 other centre-backs. He can pass the
you're
ball
playing
out.
a 3 at Arsenal?
Well, you don't go and sign David Luiz to play in a 4. I mean, the truth is...
You shouldn't.
You don't need to be a scout to go and watch Chelsea and with David Luiz in a 4 and say that he's not doing particularly well. Has to be a 3.
But what about the other 2 alongside him? Is that not a concern?
No, because it makes their job easy.
Okay.
You know, let's say it's Socrates and Chambers, then the only thing they have to do is pick up a striker. Just pick him up. This guy will do the rest. He will read everything behind it. And he will, as I said, pass the ball out the back.
Just weird the way it's come about though, isn't it? Because they could have had him like a couple of months ago for nothing before he signed a 2-year deal with Chelsea, and suddenly Lampard comes in and suddenly he says, I want away.
Didn't see it coming, but then that's why we keep our eye on the last day of the transfer window.
True. Number 3.
Number 3, Moise Kean.
Again, under 10 million, but could be a right good signing.
Everybody's been talking for the last couple of years about how Everton have been spending money, how Everton want to be in the top 6 and then the top 4. And they've never really made a signing that, in my opinion, has pushed them into that sort of bracket. This does. It's got so much potential on it. Moise Kean could be fantastic. Now, the fact that he hasn't had a huge amount of time on the field with Juventus, but when he did everything that you want. He scored goals. He linked up play. That's what Everton have been missing big time.
I'm not sure where I got under 10 million from, because he was a lot more than 20 million, but he's a young kid who, when he got the opportunity at Juventus, did really well. It's a case of, will he settle? And if he does, they've got themselves a player.
Well, as an Everton fan, you watch them play, you watch them passing the ball around, and then when it gets up to the most important part of the field, they've had no real cutting edge. This guy could give them it, and I think will give them it.
Okay, 3 good players so far. We're going to spend a little bit more money in our top 2. Number 2.
Number 2, Ndombele. You could argue, yes, Spurs got to the Champions League final last year with Sissoko and Winks. But when you throw this guy into the mix, for me, he's ahead of both of them. You know, he has everything they have combined. You know, he can run with the ball. Sissoko runs with the ball. He's got power and strength, more power and strength than Winks. The guy could be a rock star. I mean, he has all the tools. The question is, can he step from Ligue 1 and do it in the Premier League? I think he can. And if he does, then we'll be talking about this guy a lot in the coming season.
The fact you've got him at 2 and Rodri at 5, do you think he's a better player than Rodri?
The reason I've got him at 2 is because of the difference he's going to make to the team.
Gotcha.
His contribution is going to be so more obvious than Rodri's, because Rodri's going to keep things ticking over.
He complements what they already have.
Yes. This guy will make a statement.
Number 1. No Man United players yet. Boom.
Guess what?
Boom.
You can argue all day whether this guy's worth 80 million.
But him, they need him.
But what you can't argue is this is 100% the biggest signing Manchester United had to make. Because defensively last year, even with De Gea and goals, they were a shambles.
Yeah.
54 goals.
He had to work a little bit harder last season.
Unheard of. Now, Harry Maguire ain't the greatest centre-back that's ever played. He might not be the greatest centre-back in the Premier League. But his contribution and the difference he will make to Manchester United at the back will be absolutely huge. To the point where I'm thinking United may get in the top 4.
At the expense of, because it's not going to be Liverpool or City.
at the expense of Arsenal.
Okay. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? I mean, we think United are going to concede fewer goals. Wan-Bissaka, I know he's not made your top 5. That's another good signing.
Yeah, defensively, yeah. He's a cherry on the top for them defensively. They've now got 3 huge pieces out of 5 at the back. And as I said, Harry Maguire will make the biggest contribution defensively to any side in the Premier League this year.
A lot of players have come and gone from the English Premier League as far as Steve Nicol is concerned. These are the top 5 transfers.